What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel, and the GOAT list is finally here. I've been talking about this for a long time. Me promising this GOAT list is like how long Jones was fucking promising to go up to heavyweight for. I can't lie. This has been years in the making, since I announced, or since I've said that I would drop a GOAT list. I planned to do one. I planned to do one when Lucas and Bedtime and Kenny all dropped theirs, like sometime last year after Ilya beat Holloway. I was like, hang on, I gotta drop a GOAT list. And then I was like, I'll just leave it in case Jones and Stipe goes in an interesting way, and then I could do something with that. And then I'll leave it until 310, because just cause, and then I'll leave it until 311 because of Islam. So I've been delaying the fuck out of this GOAT list, I cannot lie. But it is here now, and everyone else is doing top 15. Fuck that, we're doing top 20. That's why I'm just better than all these. I'm just better and cooler than those guys, as Nate Diaz would say. But yeah, top 20 all time. There we go. People are going to hate this list probably, but I'm trying to make it as non-biased and as good as possible. And yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. If you guys disagree, you're probably right, but no, you're wrong. If you disagree with everything, you're wrong, and you're not allowed to have your own opinion. Anyway, let's get started, and first of all, we're going to just go through my criteria. So, my criteria, what I'm going to be ranking on with the GOAT conversation. Level of opposition is number one, first and foremost. That trumps everything. You got to be beating good, high-level fighters. Also, who else is beating your wins? It kind of goes into level of competition. Like, if you're beating fighters who have like 5 or 6, 7 other losses, it's not as impressive. Like, if you're beating an undefeated fighter, for instance, that is very good. Other stuff, overall, like, title wins are gonna play a factor. Like, if you have 0 title wins, I think everyone can agree that if you don't have a fucking title win, you can't be top 15 all time. Like, unless some very special circumstances were to occur, it would be difficult to become a top 15 or top 10 fighter all time without title defenses. Win streaks, dominance, performances, double champs, those kind of stuff all comes afterward. Double champs is pretty solid, but again, it has to also come into account with level of competition as well. But finally, most importantly, the number one factor is ultimately going to be the left lane stamp of approval. So basically, my criteria goes out the window, and I'm going to just decide if I want to have someone above someone else, and I'll justify it my own way. So that's what's going to be happening. But full transparency, like, I am not going to lie here. People are going to be like, oh, your criterias are exposed, you messed up the criteria, you switched it around, you didn't stick by it. Yeah, I don't care. It's going to be vibes, it's going to be how I feel. And anyway, enough yapping, let's get into the video right now. As with all GOAT lists, you have to give some honourable mentions. And first of all, just for the old heads, just for those who are, living in the 90s, who started watching the sport in fucking 1997 and haven't come back since, and coming back to see it, check out my GOAT list. I'll give you guys some old head shoutouts. I'm sorry I'm not putting your favourite number 7 ranked welterweight contender who was 23-19. He's not on my GOAT list. I'm sorry, man. I do understand he was a savage in his prime. I do understand he was a monster. He caused problems for everyone. He had a nasty inside low kick, but I'm sorry, fucking Thalos Latus is not going to be on my GOAT list. I'm sorry. But some people that deserve a bit of a mention, the old heads, Dan Henderson. Everyone knows Big Dan Henderson with his big meaty hooks. Frankie Edgar, Randy Couture. We got some of these old other unks that I can't even name. Matt Hughes, these guys. And then ultimately the big boy, Fedor Emelianenko, Lucas's favorite fighter. Lucas actually has this dude as his GOAT of the sport, which is fair enough. But I'm sticking to a UFC GOAT list. I know people are going to call me a casual, be like, oh, you didn't watch Pride. Sorry, wasn't born when those fights were taking place. My bad. I'll make sure to be born earlier next time, so I can catch those fights in the 90s where those big roided cunts were throwing people around with no skill. But Fedor Emelianenko, Emelianenko, I don't even know where the fuck to put him on a list, so I'm not even going to put him on this list. He's not here, so don't. Old heads in the comments, I'm sorry, I'm aware, yes, I know Fedor was a savage. I know Fedor was a bad man. Don't come at me in the comments. I'll give him a shout out. There you go, Fedor. Anyway, we got a few more modern day honourable mentions to get through, and then I'll shut up and we'll get into the list. Other than honourable mentions, these guys are probably hovering around your 20 to 30 spot. There's 8 of them here, and then you can probably chuck in 2 of those other old heads on the other page if you want. But You know, you got the likes of a Dustin Poirier, a Peter Yan, a Charles Oliveira, a Robert Whittaker, a Dominic Cruz. Some people might be surprised. Sorry, Dominic Cruz is not in my top 15. Spoiler. You know, we got these kind of guys here. These are the fighters that are not quite there, but they're pretty close. You know, they've had a great career. They could maybe get there with a few more wins if they were to maybe win a belt, or if they were to win some more contender fights. But you can see them on screen. Aljo, all these guys. These are the fighters who, Whittaker, they're close. They're deserving of a mention. They're top 30 undoubtedly. But I'm not going to do a whole top 30 list and talk about these guys for 2 minutes each. It's just going to take too long. So anyway, finally, without further ado, 5.5 minutes of yap and intro. Now let's actually get started with the list and the number 20 spot. Alright, so we got big meaty hooks, Francis Ngannou. You know, this is a DEI placement. You know, Kenny Okoye forced me to make this place. No, I do actually think Francis is deserving of a mention. Like, Kenny had him at his number 15 spot. Also, I get comments like, why do you talk about Lucas or Bedtime or Kenny so much in videos? I don't know, because I just watch MMA YouTube, I guess. But I will be mentioning especially Kenny and Lucas, because they both dropped a GOAT list recently. I will do like a separate, maybe, I won't do a video, I'll do like a live stream breaking down their GOAT lists and discussing what I agree or disagree with. Kenny had Ngannou at number 15. I think in his previous list, he had him at like number 13 or something, but Ngannou at number 15, I got him at number 20. I think he deserves a mention. He does have crazy wins if you look at the wins on paper. But it's a different level where you look at like Merab's wins and they actually have good context. Whereas you look at Ngannou's wins, some of them do. You know, the Stipe second fight, that was older Stipe, but still, you know, it was Stipe coming off those DC wins. Obviously, he did lose to Stipe as well. But like Velasquez was coming off a layoff. He randomly tore his knee and got KO'd in like 20 seconds. You know, Arlovsky was in the middle of like a 4-fight losing streak. Like, Arlovsky as a name, heavyweight champion, good win. You know, JDS I think he was coming off some wins, but definitely not at like the peak of his career. So that's the thing with Ngannou, you know, Gane, that's a good win, but is it a win? Did he actually win that fight, or did Gane win that fight? It's close, it's competitive. You know, Rosenstrike beat Rosenstrike when he was undefeated in like 15 seconds. That's why I give him credit, because he does have the names. He does have the Stipe win, which is very impressive. That KOing Stipe is always going to deserve a mention on the list. But apart from that, it is kind of hard to tell, because like I don't want to give him as much benefit of the doubt or as much credit as like the flyweights or the bantamweights or the lightweights who are actually beating proven skilled opposition, and also in their prime as well. Like a Henry Cejudo beating a Marlon Moraes. That you can take like a Marlon Moraes win 5 fights into his losing streak is not impressive. The Marlon Moraes Cejudo beat is very good. So Ngannou, the names deserve a mention. Some people probably wouldn't even have him top 20. I do think he does deserve a bit of a mention. He's got some crazy names on the resume, some very impressive like former champions, and also going to another promotion beating Hernan Ferreira, that is impressive as well. Anyway, let's move on to the number 19 spot. Alright, number 19, this dude is not going to get enough credit, but he's actually a fucking very high level, like, not like top 15 by any means, but like, Figueiredo, if he'd beat Peter Yan, there's like an actual argument he's like sneaking into the top 15. Because this dude's crazy like level of competition is kind of nuts. Peter Yan, obviously lost, sorry, I'll talk about his wins. Cheeto, Garbrandt, Font, though that's a bantamweight run when he's like 36-37. So that's already solid as it is. But then flyweight, I count 2 wins against Moreno. He beat him in the trilogy, he beat him in the first fight. I don't give a fuck if they called it a draw, he won that fight clearly. Also, Benavidez twice, killed Benavidez. Pantoja, people forget, man, beat Pantoja, who does that? Beat up Pantoja badly, not like split close decision, like he whooped up Pantoja for 3 rounds. That is a very impressive win. That is aging very well. That's an example of a win that's aging very well. He's just beat good fighters, Perez, Elliott, you know, that's solid wins. But I don't know, man. Figueiredo, his wins are just very good. And also, yeah, the secondary run at, like if it was a flyweight GOAT list, obviously he doesn't make it that high up there. But it's like that plus the bantamweight wins, plus he's still fighting at like 37. Shows longevity, that's a factor as well. You know, you got to stick around. You can't have a 2-year fucking run, get all your work done in 2 years and then start losing. Everyone's like, oh, let's just only remember the 2 years. Like, nah. Figgy's showing that he's still there. He's winning fights. Losses, not that many, you know. Lost to Yan, big fucking deal, whoop-de-doo. You lost to Moreno, in a rivalry when he started to kind of look on the back end of things at flyweight. I don't hate that too much. So yeah, Figueiredo, I think he deserves a mention in my opinion. Maybe some people wouldn't have him, but again, like a guy like Poirier, you could say Poirier has like an overall better resume. But again, Poirier didn't win the belt. Poirier hasn't had success at another weight class. Again, I'm not opposed to Poirier being around that top 25 spot, top 20 even. But I just have Figueiredo above him and above some of those other guys that weren't able to really hold the belt. Anyway, let's move on to the number 18 spot. Number 18, Henry. Guys, listen, guys. I'm Triple C, guys. I remember a time, and I think you guys will too if you've been watching the sport for longer than 2 years, when before this dude came back and fought Aljo, deep in the fucking midst of COVID after this dude retired, when the whole fucking bantamweight situation was a mess because Aljo no one viewed as the champion and we were just wondering what the fuck's going on. Jan's clearly better than him. And then obviously Aljo ended up winning. But we were being Cejudo would just kind of pop up his head and just make sure to remind us that he was in fact Triple C, guys. And everyone, bro, I swear to God, you would be able to just chuck out a Henry Cejudo's top 10 back in the day. Like 2 years, like when he retired. You go, Henry Cejudo, I don't know, man, defended both belts. I reckon I got him in a 8 spot. I think I got him above DC. Like, you could chuck out a fucking top 10, like, even, like, top 8. I saw people, I'm not even kidding. I looked at GOAT lists back in the day. I did some research. I wanted to see what people were thinking, just to see how much better my list was going to be. But I went back to one from, like, 2021. And I'm not kidding, I saw Henry Cejudo at number 6. Someone had Henry Cejudo at number 6. I think he's good, and I do give him credit, because the 4 big wins on his resume are amazing on paper. DJ, TJ, Cruz, and then Moraes is also a solid win. But DJ, TJ, Cruz, that is a fucking insane trio of wins. Like, that is up there with, like, not quite, but, like, close to, like, an Ilya beating Holloway and Volk. That's, like, the bantamweight version of that, or, like, the lower weight classes version of that. Not quite as good. But then you got to look at the context, and you got to look at a controversial split decision to Demetrius Johnson that I don't think he won. You got to look at a weight-drained TJ Dillashaw who was fucking had the durability of a crack. No, that crackheads have durability. Had like the physicality of a fucking crackhead on the street. Some absolute waste man heroin addict. Like you versed heroin addict fucking depleted TJ, and then you versed Moraes, which at the time Moraes was an incredible win. Moraes was a monster. We forget Marlon Moraes in his prime before the losing streak. That guy was murdering everybody. That's a great win. But yeah, and then also Cruz coming off like a fucking 4-year layoff, coming off the Garbrandt loss as well. So, if you look at the wins on paper, they're amazing. Then he's like, you're looking at like a top fucking 15, top 10 all time if you're taking those wins at face value. But they aren't quite as good as the resume would lead you to believe. I thought he lost to DJ. TJ was a fucking skeleton, no chin. Fucking Makayev probably could have finished that man on that night. And then Dominic Cruz coming off 4 years off, early stoppage as well. I just can't give him as much credit as the wins do deserve if they were prime, proper wins. It's the same reason why people will be like, Aljo, give Aljo more credit. Aljo, I give him credit. I reckon I got him top 30. But like TJ, Cejudo, coming off a layoff. Petr Yan, split decision. These fights, like Petr Yan first fight, DQ fucking win. Like, they're good. They're still great wins, they're still great names, but you got to look at the performances too, you got to look at the context. So context is the thing that does Cejudo in here, in my opinion, and the reason why I think, I'm going to bring him up again, Kenny. I think he's the only one that I've seen have Cejudo top 15. I think Kenny had him like number 12. I think originally Kenny had him above Volk in his first list, and he amended that, which is good to see. But yeah, I don't know. I think Cejudo coming back, losing those 2 fights did hurt his legacy. And even though I still don't think he would have been top 10 before those 2 losses, there were people that you could chuck out a fucking Cejudo top 10 take and not get laughed at. If you chuck Cejudo in your top 10 now, you're a fucking retard. Anyway, let's move on to the next fighter. I worked so hard for this, you guys. I am not even top 15, man. Pantoja, don't worry, bro. I got you. You're pretty close. Pause. But no, Pantoja, top 15 all-time incoming. One more win is there. Kai Kara-France win is there. Merab win is top 10. Makayev win is there. Like, any flyweight win that he would get would be there, top 15. if he somehow goes up and wins a fight at bantamweight, especially wins any fight honestly, but especially if it's Merab. If he beats Merab Dashashashvili, he's top 10 all time. I don't care. Argue with the wall. But I love Pantoja, man. He's my guy. Like, every YouTuber sort of has their champ. You know, Guru's got Drickus. Kenny's got fucking... I don't know. Izzy's not a champ anymore. Bedtime's got Bilal. Who else? Which other YouTubers, like, cling themselves to a champion? I don't know. No one really claimed Maraf, and no one gets to claim Islam. Guru also kind of has Aspinall, who's gay. I don't know. Rigo claims Jones. But anyway, let's talk about Pantoja. Crazy resume. Moreno. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but fuck that voice crack. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not. I promise you, man. I'll become champion someday, man. That was fucking abysmal. But no, Moreno 3 times is crazy. Like, hey, on paper, that's basically like Holloway at flyweight 3 times. No, it's not quite that level, of course, but no. Holloway, why am I saying Holloway? Moreno 3 times, Royval twice, Cap, Perez, fucking Schnell. Why did I say Schnell before the other ones? Urseg, Asakura, Perez. I think I said that already. But no, this dude's got crazy wins. Pantoja's resume is kind of fucking nuts. He's got like 10 great wins. Bro, before Schnell retired or got cut or left the division, whatever, this dude had like 10 wins over currently ranked UFC fighters. I think he's got 9 right now. He's got 3 over Moreno, 2 over Royval, that's 5, 1 over Cap, 1 over Kaikara France, 1 over Perez, 1 over Asakura, 1 over Usyk. He's got 10 wins over currently top 15 ranked fighters in his division. That's fucking ridiculous. If he beats Kai and Makayev, he's got 12 wins over the top 15. This dude owns flyweight. He has custody over everyone in the division. Now, he did lose to Askarov and fucking Figueiredo ages ago, but who cares? He's there now. If Figgy cuts back down to fucking flyweight for some reason and loses, then, you know, on paper, that's a good win. Even though he might be weight drains. But, like, fuck it. Just do a title fight at 130 pounds. No, that'd be retarded. But no, Pantoja's resume is nuts. The level of disrespect. There'd be people, like, there'd be some fucking old heads that'd be like, bro, recency bias, man. I got fucking Frankie Edgar above this guy. Like, I'm sorry, Frankie Edgar. I'm not putting 23-11 Frankie Edgar on my fucking GOAT list, bro. Pantoja's there. He's close. He's up there. 1 more flyweight win, he's top 15. 2 more flyweight wins, he's like edging in on that number 10 spot. If he gets 3 more flyweight wins, getting to 6 title defenses, he's borderline top 5. Which is crazy though, because I've got DJ pretty close. I'm not going to say where, I don't want to spoil it. But like, DJ is in most people's top 10, except for Lucas Tracy. He's in his number fucking 13 spot. But it's crazy to think that, like, oh, like, DJ's like number 5, number 6, number 4. On some people got DJ number 3. And I don't think it's a ridiculous take that if Pantoja wins like 3 more fights at flyweight, a Kaikara France, Makayev, and like a Manel Cap, Brandon Royval winner, or like an El Mabayev maybe, for a fresh face, then this dude is low-key, like, top 5 all time. Because I'm sorry, if people fucking dump DJ on there for a fucking Wilson Hayes and fucking Chris Cariocho fucking, I don't know, title wins, then Pantoja's pre-UFC, like pre-belt wins are just fucking better. So, I don't know. I think Pantoja's up there. I think Pantoja's got a strong case. I won't say top 15 already. That would be a difficult case to make. But even though, like, his wins are fucking good, man. So, yeah, Pantoja, I reckon next fight we're talking about this dude top 15 all time. Anyway, let's move on to the next spot. Watched! I'm number 16. Trust. Number 16, like the age of my girlfriend. No, okay, I'm not Movzarov love. No, but Israel Adesanya. He's up there, man. And I know fucking Kenneth Okoye just had a heart attack. He's about to fucking have an aneurysm. Seeing that Izzy is not at least top 10. Sorry, bro. I don't know. Like, its thing is, though, that's the thing with this GOAT list, is, like, you could fucking make an argument that, like, the number 16 guy, what, like, after Pantoja, like, that lower end is kind of, like, they're in their own group, and then, like, 16 to, like, 6, honestly. 16 to, like, number 6. Like, there's a 10 fucking person range there where you could argue that like any of them are above any of them, and I don't think it's not ridiculous. It's not ridiculous to say that. Like, it's not crazy to fucking have like Izzy above Stipe or something. Like, I wouldn't have it, but like some of those placements aren't ridiculous, and you can make an argument. So if anyone's like, bro, Izzy so low, I'm like, okay, well then you can have him above any of these guys, I guess. I don't, but like it's very close. Like there's a fine line where one win for these active fighters can just bump them up like 4 spots, honestly, at this point. Like if Izzy beats Amavov, he's in the top 15. I'll chuck him above like those next couple guys, I'll say. But Izzy, who's he beat? Where's he going though? He beat Alex Boatan Pereira, great win. Obviously he did lose to him, but he avenged it. Incredible win. That's his best win. Robert Whittaker, the first fight, that's the Whittaker win. The rematch, I don't know, man. I'm not even like trying to like just hate Izzy here. Like genuinely, I think Whittaker won that fight. Like when Guru and Lucas were like trying to like just completely act like it was not at all a win for Izzy. I'm like, all right, guys, come on. But then like I went back and rewatched it, like trying to score the fight for Izzy. Like I'm trying to prove these guys wrong that you can't just score, you can't just change the fucking course of UFC history for the sake of making someone's resume look better. All right. So I'm like, okay, I'm trying to make Izzy win this fight in my head when I rewatched it. And I'm like, nah, I genuinely think Whittaker won that fight. Not saying it's a fucking Jones-Reyes level robbery, but like, I do think Whittaker won. Romero, literally a fucking point sparring session. I've had spars in the gym. I've had fucking jiu-jitsu matches that have been more aggressive than that. I don't even fucking do that many jiu-jitsu matches. I've had like one tournament, which I won, by the way. Full decisions, full morale, but I didn't submit a single soul. Anyway, Izzy. Costa, undefeated at the time, good win at the time, but again, aging well is something that wins either do or don't, and that one didn't. Costa's won one fucking fight since then against Luke Rockhold, who's now fighting in the GFL. But who else? Like, it falls off very quickly, I'll say, after the Pereira and the Whittaker first fight. The resume does fall off. You can claim the Whittaker rematch, sure, take that. But like, Vettori, Cannonier, Romero, sparring sessions, fucking tepid range striking matches. Alright, cool. He went to war with a fucking fat Mexican. Sick. That dude sold me a fucking burrito yesterday for $12.99 around the corner at the street food store. Shout out Gasler. Makes a nasty beef burrito. But who else? Like, washed Anderson Silva in the middle of like a fucking 7-fight skid. Alright, cool. Congrats. Good job, Izzy. Congrats. That's gets you top 10 all time. Who else? Who's he beat? Tavares. That'll seal the deal. Like Brunson. That'll do it. Rob Wilkinson. Yeah, top 5 all time, guys. Like, the resume does kind of fall off very quickly after Pereira and Whittaker, in my opinion. Like, pre-title run, alright, cool, bro. You beat some fucking bums. Like, you got kind of fast-tracked, and you got an interim title shot coming off Anderson Silva on like a 4-fight skid at that time. So Izzy, shout out to him. I do think he's a good fighter, but also the losses, man. Prime losses as well. This is not 38-year-old losses. This is not even like early career. Like, I would rather Izzy lose like 2 fights on the come up and then go on like a fucking 12-fight win streak and lose right at the end of his career and never again. But nah, he went on a run. He's on the come up. He won the belt, lost it, right? Wins it back. Awesome. Great. You can have those losses, right? But then you lose it again straight away. And you get another title shot, you fucking lose it again. Also, so before that, he did lose upper weight class. That's okay. But like, and this is 35. This is, or like 34, 35. This is not 39-year-old Izzy. This is not fucking Stipe Miocic at 42 losing to John Jones. Or even like, I don't know, Demetrius Johnson when he was like 23 losing at bantamweight in his second UFC fight. Like, that's not that bad. But once you've clearly hit your prime, if I'm talking about prime Izzy, yet to show me the fucking where prime Izzy is. Because if you try and pinpoint a fucking location, okay, you either pinpoint on the way up. If you want to say Izzy's prime was before he won the belt, that's an interesting take. But then like, every time, if you try and, to say prime, I think you have to be able to pinpoint like a year or 2 of their career. Or like 4 fights, or 3 or 4 or 5 fights of their career. Give me a 5-fight run of Izzy that was prime Izzy. He doesn't really, and I'll show you mid performances. I'll show you a loss. Like I don't know. So that's the thing with Izzy. That's the thing with Adesanya. He's close. He's up there. if he was to somehow win the belt back, definitely catapults him up the list. That's the thing with a lot of these guys. They have those wins that look unlikely, but I'll tell you, if they get them, that'll send them back up. If he beats an Amavov and then another guy, and then even wins, like, even Amavov and another guy would have him up there. But even, like, if he were there, then, like, I don't know, somehow get a rematch with Dricus, or somehow, if he KOs fucking Hamzat Chimaev, yeah, put him in the top 5, I don't care. That'll be fucking Kenny's best day in his life. Anyway, let's move on to the next fighter. Up-Toro, Ilya Up-Toro, top Toro. Slapped the nails off him. Look, Ilya, he's actually, like, the resume is starting to sort of peel itself back as, like, not half bad. Like, obviously, ignoring, like, he's got, like, 3 good wins other than Volkan Holloway. But, like, Mitchell just got a win, solid, you know, that's top 15 guy. Emmett, that's a top 10 guy. Big crafty, big meaty hooks. Josh Emmett is a big meaty hook, big crafty overhand. And then also Yusuf Zalal. Like, if I just waited, you know, tempted to just wait another 2 weeks to post this, but let me just put this video on ice until Yusuf Zalal beats Kelvin Kattar. You know, this is what I mean. This is the type of shit that I was delaying, just because those wins that might age a fight differently. You know, if Zalal becomes top 10, because I'm pretty sure Kattar's in the top 10 still. If Zalal gets ranked top 10, that immediately kind of, bro, Ilya, that catapults him up to the top 10, you know, top 5. It would age well, and it would be a 5th ranked fighter that he has a win over, 5th active ranked fighter. So that would be very good. That would age incredibly well. The fact that he's got a win over that guy. But Ilya, the main thing that his resume the legs that his resume are standing on is obviously Volk and Holloway, you know. He beat Volk. He was the first guy to beat Volk at featherweight, only guy to beat Volk at featherweight so far. That's impressive. That's always going to get you points when you're the only. That's what makes a GOAT, like, in my opinion. That's what will put you a bit higher on the list, is if you do things that no one else has done. If you beat guys no one else has beat. If you're the first to do something. If you break records. Those are small things that bump you up. They're not the determining factor. Like, you don't need to. Obviously, Ilya's not going to get the fucking number 1 GOAT just because he's the first guy to KO Holloway, first guy to beat Volk at featherweight. He did beat the Volk coming off the Islam KO, but Volk looked good in that fight. Like, that looked like the best I've seen Volk, apart from probably the Holloway trilogy and the first Islam fight. Like, that's probably the best Volk we've seen apart from those 2 fights. He beat that guy, KO'd him, round 2. It was tough. I don't want to remind myself of it, but Lucas Tracy has this dude at, like, number fucking 5. I'm sorry, bro. You need more than 2 wins to be... You need more than 3 fucking wins on your resume to be top 5 all time. Like, if you take away... I can't say if you take away, that's some fucking on-paper argument. But, like, if he wins... But this is what I'm saying with Ilya. Every win from here on out, because he's got the all-time wins. You know, some resumes, they have the depth of, like... They have, like, a lot of wins, quantity, they got no quality. Ilya's got quality already. Ilya's got that sorted. Even if he doesn't fight Volk again, which I don't think he needs to like, add to his resume, but he's going to. That fight's going to happen. But if he beats Volk again, that jumps him up another couple spots. But then after that, like, if every defense he runs off against one of these contenders, Lopez, Movzar, if he beats like an Arnold Allen, an Aljo even somehow, if he fights him, or if he goes up to lightweight, wins there, those wins automatically start jumping him up. He's set his barricade, like, he's set his foundation. Because everyone glazes Khabib for retiring undefeated fucking 29-0 Alhamdulillah early as in his career. If Ilya wins 2 more fucking fights and just retires, or what, are we just going to give him top 10? Like, pretty much everyone's got Khabib in the top 10. So Ilya, yeah, go beat Volk and beat Lopez and just retire. Top 6 all time, buddy. Kenny will put you at number 2 on the GOAT list. But no, Ilya, he's up there. I don't want to, like, I think 15's a benchmark, because if he retired today, I think just the Volk and Holloway wins alone are GOATed. Like, those are 2 of the best wins anyone has in UFC history. Like, fucking flat out. Volkanovski, that Volk KO at featherweight, maybe not prime, but like a good version of Volk by KO, first guy to beat him at featherweight, is a like top 5, top 10 win ever in UFC history in terms of like that someone has actually achieved. And then obviously the Holloway, first guy to KO Holloway, again, that's like a top 15 win that anyone's achieved. So yeah, those wins on their own are carrying Ilya beyond belief. But if he beats Volk, and he beats Lopez, and he beats Oliveira, even if he doesn't win the lightweight belt, like Volk, Lopez, Oliveira, or Volk, Lopez, Movzar, even without Oliveira, then Oliveira maybe, those 3 or 4 wins, that gets him top 5 easy. But you can't be top 5 of 2 wins, Lucas. I'm sorry. Anyway, let's move on to the next fighter. Next, Anderson Silva. This dude, I'm sorry, bro. We ain't in the fucking 2000s anymore, buddy. He's got good wins, right? You can see them on screen. I'm recording this so the slides are going off my screen. I can't actually see what I'm supposed to be fucking reading. So this is just me off the cuff trying to remember what the fuck I'm saying. But Anderson Silva, whole lot of quantity, fuck all quality. This dude does not have a single win over a top 30 fighter all time. Dan Henderson's the closest he's got. Like, I'm sorry. Unless I'm misremembering something. Like, bro, you lost to Michael Bisping. Where are you? Like, you can't be losing to one-eye fucking Bisping. That's tough. I know he's in a losing streak and shit, but, like, I'm sorry. Like, Dan Henderson's your best win. Rich Franklin's, like, your second best win. You were competitive and almost lost to Chael Sonnen, and you had to pull out a fucking comeback submission. Thales Latis is, like, a top 5 win on your resume. Like, I'm sorry, bro. Anderson Silva, you got chinned by Chris Weidman being a goof. Like, okay, yeah, I know. He ran backwards and sniped people, sniped fucking light heavyweight jobbers and bums, and beat up on a whole bunch of cans. But, like, this dude was getting subbed in Pride. This dude was fighting a whole bunch of nobodies. But, like, I'm sorry, read out these names. Nate Marquardt, yep, that'll do it. Top 5 for him, buddy. Like, I'm sorry, I was listening, MMA fighting, like, I'm sure you guys listen to some of their stuff. They do, like, BTL, all the preview shows, No Bets Barred, all those kind of stuff. They're good. I enjoy their content, alright? Like, Jed Meshew, I don't know if any of you guys know him. He seems pretty solid. Like, I actually enjoy, he's entertaining to listen to, right? But I heard him talking after fucking 311, Islam Moicano, and someone super chatted in a question, like, where do you put Islam all time? If he beats Arman, is he top 15? Someone said that. I'm not kidding. And I'm like, bro, these fucking MMA fans are like 10 years in the past. And then he's like, you know, there's a pantheon of MMA GOATs. There's 6 people that you must have in your top 6. Anderson Silva, John Jones, GSP, Demetrius Johnson, Fedor Emelianenko, and Mighty Mouse. And I'm like, bro, Anderson Silva is not top 6, little bro. I'm sorry. Like, we ain't in the 2000s. Fighters are actually good now. It's difficult to get defenses. That's what means. That's what means that you can become the GOAT of your fucking division without matching the defenses of the last guy. Like, there's a reason why Volk's the featherweight GOAT. There's a reason why Merab is now the bantamweight GOAT. There's a reason why Islam was not fucking the GOAT. He probably was, but he was the lightweight GOAT before before he broke Khabib's record. Like, there's a reason. If Dricus beats Sean Strickland and Hamzat Chimaev, he is the middleweight GOAT. I do not care. You can fucking be like, oh, but he'd only have 3 defenses. I don't care. Level of opposition matters. He's already got a fucking arguably better resume than Anderson Silva. Like, Sean Strickland, Robert Whittaker, and Israel Adesanya, all 3 of those are better than any fucking individual win on Anderson Silva's resume. The only reason I didn't put him on here is because it's difficult to do the one defense thing. But I wanted to, trust me. I wanted to chuck Dracus du Plessis in the fucking top 15 and just piss everyone off and be like, yeah, Anderson Silva's not even top 15 all time. But no, I will give respect to the win streak. The 16-fight win streak still holds strong to this day. I do think it's going to get passed up by Islam Makhachev. But Anderson Silva, he's beating a bunch of Patrick Cote. He's a nobody. I'm sorry, bro. Like, he's beating bums at fucking light heavyweight. Stephan Bonner, Forrest Griffin types, you know. Beating my fucking... My former fucking, I don't know, footy coach. I'm not sure. I'm trying to think of jokes. But, like, Anderson, like, he's fighting plumbers. He's literally fighting part-time fighters. Tuning him up, getting some cool KOs. Damian Maia, you made a boring fight out of. Like, you can't be doing that, buddy. Style on Damian Maia and finish him, please. Anyway, that'll do it for Anderson Silva. I think he's good. But like, again, the loss streak, that's why I haven't put all the losses down. Like, oh yeah, you lost to fucking bums. I lost to Uriah Hall. Yep, can't pack it up, kid. Like, no, he was that's where we can look at that and I'd be like, okay, I would rather him take those losses there than like have them scattered in between. Like, oh, he loses to fucking Weidman when he's 34, and then he wins another 2 fights after that, and then he loses to fucking Bisping after that, and then he wins another couple, and then he loses to his, like, no, I'd rather all the losses just right at the end, and we can just be like, alright, cut your career off there, we know you were washed, it's fine. But no, you can't do that. He also had earlier career losses. There was prime Silver though. 16 fight win streak Silver was crazy. That's why I got to have him here. But he's not that far. Like, he's about 2 fighters. Like, if Pantoja gets 2 more wins, Ilya gets another win, and fucking, I don't know, like, Dricus du Plessis gets like 2 or 3 more wins. Like, Anderson Silva 2 years time is not going to be top 15 all time. But on most people's standards. Anyway, let's keep it moving. I'm sorry, I know Slim just dropped to his fucking knees in the Walmart right now. Had a fucking heart attack seeing this. I'm sorry, buddy. Jose Aldo, your GOAT, I'm sorry. He's going into the number 13 spot. Yes, and this is what I mean. From like number 16 Adesanya to like whoever the fuck I don't even know I have at like number 6 or number 7. You can fucking shuffle those around like a deck of cards and just do whatever you want with them and be like, yep, I got fucking Usman at number 16. Oh, I got I got Aldo at number 8. I don't care. I won't even debate you. Like, that's the kind of area where there's little minor disagreements. You know, I'm gonna live stream T-minus fucking 12 hours once I inevitably get this video out in about an hour's time after recording it, 'cause it's taken so long because I yap. And then I'm gonna go to sleep because it's 3 a.m. Australia time, and I'm not even halfway through this list. But yeah, who the fuck am I talking about? Jose Aldo. The wins are nuts. I can't, again, the screen is not doing me any favors. It's not letting me actually fucking read what I'm supposed to be reading. But he's got no all-time wins. Edgar is his best win, like, name value wise. Like, if you're ranking his win, if you're ranking all these guys' wins on like an all-time scale, like, where are these guys coming in at? Edgar's coming in top 30. I can probably give Edgar top 30, benefit of the doubt. Chad Mendes is looking at your top 50, you know. Money Moik is at your top 30 spot, you know. No, but he has good wins, and the bantamweight work is something. If he's like, there's rumors, maybe, I don't know, no sources telling me this, but maybe he fights like a Corey Sandhagen. If he were to beat a Corey Sandhagen, hands down, top 10. I'll give him that, because if you're beating like active top 5, top 10, like actually really good bantamweights, not like Martinez, who then went on to lose to Marcus McGee. And I know he beat Bautista, but like Bautista's still not good. Jose Aldo, the level, like the quantity is nuts. You can fucking read off that. You're reading out a full paragraph to list his fucking resume. Cub Swanson, TKZ, Mendes, fucking Edgar, Uriah Faber, all these guys. He's fighting all of them. And then at bantamweight, Vera, Moraes, he won that fight. I don't care. Munoz, all these dudes, right? He's beating them. He's winning fights like way past his prime. Plus, he's probably like 40 years old. Apparently, there's all the rumors that he faked his age to get into the UFC. So he's probably older than he's listed, which is nuts. And I love Aldo. Like, I think Aldo's one of the most entertaining fighters of all time. I think he's one of the most like just fun, enjoyable fighters to watch of all time. And he had the win streak. He had the title wins, WEC, UFC combined. There's a lot of them. But I have to stick with my criteria. I can't give someone, just on title defenses. Like, it's difficult to do. And just based on resume, you know, Moicano, Stevens, these are good wins, but none of them are all-time. These are just regular, run-of-the-mill contenders that other people are beating. You know, no one on his resume is like, oh my god, no one's done that to that guy. You know, he's got some quick KOs, you know, the flying knee and that. You know, the Mendes fights, they're good. But nothing about Aldo just blows you away, in my opinion. So yeah, Slim, I'm sorry. I'm sure I just missed out on Prime Aldo, which is why I just don't understand the intricacies of why he should be number 3 all time. But like, I don't know, Weasel did a list as well. I think he had him at like number 4. I'm sorry, bro. Like, Volk's above this guy. Like, Islam is above this guy. Like, you gotta move with the times and realize that there are just better names that are like better wins that people are getting that are surpassing Aldo. So yeah, Aldo, I like him. I want him to be higher. There's an argument that he's higher for sure. But just based on level of competition, I got him at number 13. Anyway, let's move on to the next fighter. Hey, I got a question for Max Holloway. Max, where do you think you rank on the GOAT list? We can find out Saturday night, brother. Max Holloway, I got him at the number 12 spot now. I put up a poll. I've been fucking community post poll maxing for the last like 12 hours. I'm completely ignoring the fact that all of you like have subscription feeds that you need to be able to, or you want to be able to see, and I'm being very selfish and just taking over your entire subscription feed with with UFC polls. But hey, no one else is fucking posting videos anyway, so it's fine. But I've been posting a whole bunch of polls. One of them was who's higher, Aldo or Max. It's sitting at about 60-40 Max right now. I don't think it's a crazy take to have Max above Aldo. Now, this is my thing. I'm sticking by my level of competition, my level of opposition argument, where Holloway's just beating better fighters. Even just take away the 2 Aldo wins. Like okay, it's gonna sound weird because then okay, he's got like no title wins, but no. Like if you think even without the Holloway beating Aldo, like his overall wins are just better. Like I'm sorry, put Yair Rodriguez in there with prime Aldo. It's fucking competitive. Like, I don't know if I'm picking Aldo. Like, maybe I'm bugging. Maybe that's just I've said the most retarded thing ever. Like, I don't know. But I don't think I have. Like, watching how Holloway was out striking Aldo in the late, like, rounds 2 and 3 and stuff. Like, Aldo slowing down a bit in fights. Yeah, like, I'm not saying he pushes a pace for 5, but, like, you're telling me Arnold Allen is getting fucking tuned up and finished by Aldo? Like, I don't think he is. Calvin Kattar, like, that's probably one of his more competitive title defenses. Like, I don't know. I just think the guys that he's beating, that obviously the common opponent, like, there's Edgar. Like, both of them beat Edgar. That's a good win for both of them. But Holloway also Gaethje up a weight class as well. Zombie, obviously, I rate Aldo's Zombie win higher. Obviously, that was prime Zombie before the military service. But I don't know, man. And also, just look at Aldo's resume. I'm trying to not shit on Aldo, but, like, I know there's going to be some people being like, bro's top 5, man. And he could be. I don't know. Like, again, it's a GOAT list. It's fucking subjective. Like, there's no definitive, like, right answer, except for mine. All the other ones, they're, like, competing for second. But, if you look at Aldo's resume, like, line up the names. Get every not wins or not losses. Like, get every single fucking person Jose Aldo's fought. Put them in a list of, like, put them in order of from best to worst. Top 5 in terms of Jose Aldo opponents. Not wins or losses. Top 5 best opponents. Peter Yan, in no particular order. Volkanovski, Peter Yan, Max Holloway, Conor McGregor, Merab Dvalishvili. Those are the 5 best fighters on his resume, not win or lose, just in general. And he's lost to all 5 of them. Jose Aldo has been unable to show a win over a truly elite fighter, like a top 20, top 25, except for maybe Frankie Edgar. A truly elite fighter, and that's just why I can't put him as high. Because Holloway has. Holloway's beat Jose Aldo. Holloway's beaten Justin Gaethje. Not elite, but like good. Holloway has beaten some of these other guys, right? He's been competitive with other top level fighters, you know? So it sounds kind of weak, and I'm not set on it. Like, am I being like, bro, you're retarded if you have Aldo above Holloway? No, that's just my take. I don't know. Holloway, yeah, like Gaethje, Lamas, he's beat some of the other guys Aldo's beat too, but like the guys that Aldo hasn't beat that are just better, like Yair, Allen, Kattar. These are just better fucking wins. Gaethje, like, does Aldo probably go up and tune up Gaethje with the lighter man skill right now at bantamweight? You know, probably. But I don't know. I just rate Holloway a little bit higher, just level of opposition wise. I'm kind of throwing title defenses out the window. Now, in some cases, they will matter. Like, if you have overall, like, a good resume with title defenses, like, if you have a good resume with title defenses compared to, like, a shit resume with heaps of title defenses, you get what I mean? You dig? Like, it varies. But if you have a kind of, like, a bunch of defenses with a weaker resume, it's not that difficult for me to just go, like, nope, sorry, buddy. This guy's won the belt, like, twice, but, yeah, he's just got better wins. Like, I put him above you. Like, that's what I'm doing here. Anyway, let's move on to the next fighter. Oh, Sham, the son, yeah. Alex Poitin Pereira. You know, Lucas has this man at his number 6 spot. Kenny's got him in, I think, the number 13 spot. Bedtime, I think, had him around the number 11 spot. I got him at the number 12. No, the number 11 spot too. Is that where yeah, I think that's number 11. But anyway, Poitin. Above Holloway is a close one. Like, I'm pretty comfortable putting him above, you know, I'm comfortable putting him above Anderson Silva, above Jose Aldo, just based on, like, strength of schedule, I think. Also, the double champ does help as well. Winning belts, not simultaneous, but winning belts upper weight class. And also the way he did it of, after losing to Adesanya, short turnaround, upper weight class against Blachowicz. A guy that fucking boxed up and out wrestled in 49-46, 50-44, is like 49-45 Adesanya, right? And Poatan goes up there on short notice and beats him. You can say you thought Jan won the fight. On damage, I give it to Pereira. I thought he won, right? But ignoring that, that's like beating champions. That's another thing. Like Max Holloway, how many UFC champions does he have wins over? 2 over Holloway, Edgar, and I think that's it, unless I'm retarded. I'm probably missing one. But with his Poatan, like some of them are a bit Mickey Mouse title wins, right? But like Adesanya, Strickland, Jan, Hill, Yuri twice. That's 6 wins over former UFC, like 5 individuals, but 6 total wins over UFC champions, former UFC champions. Plus the Roundtree wins solid. Plus, Bruno Silva's a tough guy. No, but Poatan, I don't know. It's double champion, and I don't know how Lucas has him at number 6. I think that's fucking insane. I'll be honest. They are a little bit fraudulent in terms of like, but look how many former champions he beat. Because like, Jan's a great win. The Jan that he beat was coming off, I believe, the Ankalaev. No, surely not. Surely he had another fight before. I got it. But we have to check. Who give this guy resume check? We have to check this. Jan Blachowicz. Let me... Jamie, pull that up. Let me fucking get this dude up. Jan, surely he fought since the... To be fair, though, he's like inactive as fuck, so maybe he didn't. Let me check. He was coming off the draw with Ankalaev. So this was Blachowicz coming off of basically a fucking competitive, like, even fight with Big Ank. And that's a good Blachowicz. Even though he's older, you can't be like, oh, that was washed Blachowicz. Like, no, it was Blachowicz coming off a draw with the fucking guy that's about to fight for the belt. That's considered the nightmare for Pereira, right? But I will say, Poatan, he needs the Ankalaev win. Because Lucas Dutracy has him at like number fucking 6 all time. And that is not a crazy take if he beats Ankalaev. Because I'm just going to say, you got to think about if these guys lose. Like, if he loses, no one's going to be calling this guy number 6 all time. Like, that's immediately going to fucking put a massive hit to his resume. Alright? You got to keep winning. That's the thing. That's why I'm not that big on, like, jumping these guys up to, like, where they maybe could be. And then you sort of leave him there. Because, like, if you jump Pereira up to, like, number fucking 6... You can't really jump him up much more than that. Like, it would take a heavyweight, like, title win for him to jump up more than that. Like, number 6 is where I've got him if he, like, roughly if he beats Ank. Right? Same with Merab. Before the Umar fight, I was like, Lucas, it's fucking insane to put this guy, like, number 11 on your GOAT list. Before the Umar fight. But I was like, okay, wait until he fucking beats Umar, then you put him there. Because if he loses to Umar, obviously he's not a fucking top 15 fighter of all time. But, Poatan... he needs the Ankalaev win. That's the Umar to his Merab. Like, he needs that. That's the so-called nightmare stylistic matchup that he needs to get past. And then it's smooth sailing. Because if he beats Ank, he's never going to have to deal with him again. The UFC ain't going to give Ankalaev another title shot. And then it's fucking smooth sailing. Then it's Carlos Olberg title defense. Then it's a washed fucking Blachowicz in a rematch. Then it's a Yuri fucking trilogy. Then it's a fucking Bogdan Gushkov fight. Like... Then it's just heavyweight, realistic. Like, it's Ankalaev and then heavyweight. But if he wants to stat pad and just get, like, 5 defenses and just make himself look better, he can go and KO Olberg real quick, just side quest, get that done in a round. So, yeah, he needs the Ankalaev win for sure. That's why I don't have him top 10 right now. I also think, like, the wins on his resume, like, Strickland's a good win. That aged well. Went on to become champ. But, like, Jamal Hill... we can't count that as, like, former champion the same way as we count, like, Merab beating Cejudo. Like, it's not the same thing. Anyway, let's move on to the next spot. Old man Stippy coming in at the number 10 spot. We're breaking into that top 10. This is where things get serious. This is where we get down to business right here. This is where it's no messing around, no goofing around, no smiles. All seriousness, all straight faces here. This is the savages. This is the best of the best. This is the elite of the elite. These are the real pioneers of the sport. No, but Stipe Miocic, he's up there, man. I know, again, Slim doesn't have this dude in his top 30. He hates heavyweights. He's fucking fat phobic. He just hates all people with a BMI of over 25. But Stipe. What the fuck am I doing? I'm recording at 3:20 a.m. I need sleep. But Bro, crazy wins. And unlike Ngannou, I know Kenny said that I watched a bit of his, because again, I'm open to watching everyone's GOAT list. Like, I don't consume much Okoye content, but like, I do watch everyone's GOAT list. I want to see what they're saying. I want to pick up what they're putting down, you dig? And he said like, oh, he didn't have Stipe. I think he just had Ngannou, and Stipe wasn't even in top 15. But like, the difference is, and his thing was like, oh, Ngannou beat all the guys Stipe beat. Like, he beat a few of them, yes, and he beat a few guys that Stipe didn't beat, but also, Stipe beat fucking DC twice. And you can be like, old DC, old DC. DC was old his entire fucking career. Like, okay, yes, was that the prime of DC? Fucking no. But like, realistically, we didn't even get the prime of DC in the UFC. Like, he joined when he was like in his mid-30s. No, Stipe, the 2 DC wins alone, that's just gonna clear Ngannou's, like, what he's got. Like, that's gonna clear Ngannou's fucking... If we're looking at things that one of them has that the other doesn't, right? Like, Ngannou's got a split decision over... Or not split, but a controversial decision over Serial Gain. Stipe's got a finish and then another clear decision over DC, alright? He's got that. He's got Verdum as well. He's got a round 1 fucking KO over Fabricio Verdum. Compared to Ngannou, he's got the Arlovski win, Arlovski actually on a win streak compared to Arlovski on a 4-fight losing streak, right? Which started with the Stipe loss. So yes, not aging well, but I'd rather a win not age well than you get the win while the guy's actually just fully washed. And then proceeds to go on to fucking lose Apex fights to Waldo Cortez Acosta. But no, Stipe, he's JDS 2 as well. That's a good win. He avenged that. The loss to Struve's ugly. That's a terrible look on the resume. If you take that off, I feel more confident about this call. But eye poke there. There was a bit of, not a real finish. Let's be honest. Stefan Struve, who the fuck cares? And again, that's a pre-prime loss. But he's got 6 title wins. He's got 6 wins over UFC champions as well. I believe. Yeah, he's got DC twice. He's got Ngannou again. That's a good win that age as well. He also has Arlovski, he's got Verdum, and he's got JDS. So yeah, Stipe's resume, very, very solid. Look, the Jones loss, we ain't even gonna fucking count it. This is not even Cope, like, he was a 42-year-old man. I'm not counting a fucking loss to John Jones, where Jones even looked mid. But yeah, that was Stipe off 4 years off, fucking coming out of the firefighting department. Just to come on, put out some fires on his way to the arena. Inhaled a bit of smoke. That's why his cardio wasn't too good. But no, Stipe, the resume is crazy. And if you actually look at who he's beating at the time he's beating them, he's beating actual good versions of these guys. He's beating fucking Fabricio Verdum, not washed, coming off wins. Jamie, pull that up. Stipe Miocic. Let me look this up. Wait. I got to do some on the fly because I was looking at it before, but it was going to just take up too much room on the screen to like show like what their opponents' records were at the time when they beat them. But like, he beat Verdum round 1. He beat Mark Hunt too. That's a good win. Fabio Maldonado, Gabriel Gonzaga, Roy Nelson, big country. Phil DeFries, that's a good win. That aged well. He's a fucking KSW heavyweight champ, I'm pretty sure. But Verdum, I'm pretty sure if I'm confident here. Verdum was coming off a fucking sub over Cain Velasquez, coming off a 6-fight win streak, right? When Stipe beat Verdum, beat fucking Fedor Emelianenko, So this is the thing I'm talking about, is like beating guys at the right time, not beating washed versions of fighters, right? That is one thing that like Cejudo beating Moraes at the time he beat him is a better win than Merab's Moraes win, because you got to look at context. That's what we do here. We analyze the context. We look at the ins and outs. You analyze the outside foot battle. But yeah, KOing fucking Fabricio Verdum running in like a spastic was cool. Beating over him. I clearly felt a tap. Those good wins, man. So anyway, Stipe, he deserves his credit. Lucas had this dude number fucking 15. Kenny didn't ever have him on the list. Bedtime, shout out Bedtime. Bedtime had this dude top 10. I couldn't get him top 10. I was trying. I was like, who can I get him above? There's an argument that for sure, but I don't know. Yeah, good. I think Bedtime's list had some weird ones, but it had less obnoxiously like, what the fuck is this? Apart from Connor, top 15. That was weird. Anyway, let's move on to the next fighter. Osman, Kamaru Osman, little model, he's ahead. Osman doesn't get enough credit on some of these guys' GOAT lists, but I'm glad to see that people are giving him the respect he deserves. I know Kenny had him at number 6. There's going to be some bias there, but no. Lucas had him number 10, I believe. I'm following suit. I got him around that spot. I got him number 9. Kamaru Usman, his resume is kind of crazy. Like, prime Woodley, 50 fucking 42ing prime Tyrone Woodley, right? Prime Covington twice. Not shit Covington, where he then looked mid after the whole Masvidal altercation and stuff and never looked the same after that. I don't know what the go was there, or just stopped trying his career. Who knows? But good Covington. Beat a good version of Covington, who when everyone says, oh, if Usman didn't exist, Covington would be a long-reigning champion. Not past the Usman fight, but up until that, in that era of welterweight, probably. But who else? He beat Leon early on. He beat Strickland early on. But that's the same as like Conor beating like fucking Dustin and Holloway at featherweight when they were like tadpoles, right? Like they're good. They age well. Or even Holloway beating Oliveira, which I didn't even put on there because it was a fucking injury. But who am I even talking about? Osman. Strickland and Leon, they're good, but I'm not going to be like, oh, we beat Strickland and Leon and put that at the top of their resume. Because like if you beat like a prime Strickland or a prime Leon, that's obviously very good. But like RDA, Maya, you know, these are good wins. Burns, Gilbert Burns, that was prime Burns on a fucking crazy streak, who even dropped Usman. Burns, who was running through everyone. That version of Burns beats Bilal. I stand on that. Did farm some defenses, some Mickey Mouse defenses against Masvidal. All good though. You KO'd him in the rematch. That was cool. But like, yeah, he's got a crazy fucking resume, dude. Like Osman, Kamaru Osman. Crazy wins, very good wins. 5 defenses, better than Izzy's for sure, by far. And yeah, anyway, that's my opinion on Osman. He's up there. Let's move on though to the next fighter. Brother, I tried to stay humble, but your guys talk too much. This guy left and put me number 8 all time. What the fuck is this? Alhamdulillah, I am number 5 all time, at least. But Khabib Nurmagomedov, you know, I wanted to put him lower, man, and I was trying to, but I couldn't bring myself to put him below Usman and below Stipe. Even though I feel like there was an argument. Maybe I should have put Stipe above Usman, but I just rate the lighter man skill wins more. You know, and less, like, bad losses, I guess. I don't know. Like, Leon and Hamza are not bad losses at all, right? Especially the Leon, like, definitely past his prime in that trilogy. And then competitive with Hamza on short notice is very impressive. But who am I talking about? Khabib. Like, I'm sorry, if you take... He's the most carried by fucking dominance guy ever. Like, even... Also, another one of my criteria is, like, actual, like, stylistic matchups. Like, you gotta be fighting... That's the thing with Umar, with Marab. That's the thing with Pereira and Ankalaev. Like, Kenny refuses to give Pereira that much credit until he beats Ankalaev, which is fair, I agree. You gotta beat that guy. If you've got a clear, like, obviously if Ankalaev doesn't exist in the division, it is what it is. You just keep beating strikers. But like, if there's a clear guy who's a challenge to you, who's the guy that's gonna beat you, you gotta beat him. You can't avoid that fight, right? And that's the thing with Khabib, is he never, not that he avoided the fight, like he retired. I know what happened. Obviously his dad died. That's unfortunate. But he never fought an Oliveira. He never fought an Arman. He never fought a Tony, and I know everyone thinks he would run through Tony. He probably would, but we never saw it. We saw this dude fight good strikers with fucking mid takedown defense and shit jiu-jitsu. I mean, like Gaethje, but like RDA was solid. That's a good win. But like Barboza, MJ, Poirier, Conor, Gaethje, like there's a total of about fucking 7 jiu-jitsu classes. No, like they're good grapplers, but like, are they known to be the most fucking defensive wizards on the ground of jiu-jitsu? Like, are they throwing up subs off their back? Are they throwing up elbows off their back? Are they defending takedowns well? He never fought a Volk. He never fought one of these guys. He never fought a Gamrot. He never fought a Benil. He never fought one of these guys who's actually got really good takedown defense, explosive, can get back up, can actually cause damage, like, on the ground, can get you in submissions, get you in bad positions. And I'm sorry, if you take Khabib's resume, just the wins, just the fighters that he's fought, and you be like, alright, Conor has been beaten, Diaz beaten, fucking Poirier KO'd him. Alright, we got Gaethje, Oliveira subbed him in a round, you know, Holloway slept him, Poirier beat him back in the day, Alvarez beat him back in the day, you know, Dustin Poirier, you know, got KO'd by fucking Michael Johnson, got subbed by Oliveira, quicker than Khabib did it, you know, been finished before, you know, got KO'd by Gaethje, you know, then who else we got? We got RDA, literal 500 level fucking fighter, 50-50 record. Okay, won the belt after that. Good win, aged well. Alright, you can compare that to like a Pereira beating a Strickland, except Strickland's not fucking 27-13 record. Like, I'm sorry, bro. RDA. I know, like, people be like, I think Kenny said, like, RDA's Khabib's best win. No one talks about it. Like, it's a good win. It's good in terms of, like, a stylistic matchup. Like, RDA's pretty solid. Got some good grappling, right? Beat Benson Henderson. We forget Benson Henderson. But, like, I'm sorry, bro. This dude's gone into fucking career 50-50 mode and is just randomly fighting for the sake of it, getting fucking injured against Jeff Neal in a minute. Like, I know it's older RDA now, but, like, you're acting like RDA was, like, a 10-fight fucking win streak, and then he lost to Khabib, and then he was never the same. Like, no, he was always kind of mid. Like, let me look up Rafael Dos Nachos. Let's look at this guy's record. Because, like, I don't know. He's good. He's very good. He's 40 now. So, like, I'm not... But, like, 32-17. And that's, like, Khabib's... That's the real underrated, under-the-radar Khabib win that no one talks about. Like, sorry, bro. He look, after he beat Khabib, he did go on a 5-fight win streak. Before he lost to Khabib, he was on a 5-fight win streak. But, like, dude lost to Gleason Tebow. Dude lost to Clay Guida. Dude lost to Alvarez Ferguson. Dude lost upper welterweight. Came back down lightweight, lost to Fazeev, lost to Gamrot, you know. But, like, I'm not saying RDA's, like, bad. He's very good. He won the belt, obviously. But, like, am I supposed to be like, yeah, that win puts Khabib top 5? That does it, you know. That gets him above Volk, you know. That gets him above Islam. You know, Barbosi got to have some of the fucking worst defensive grappling. His defensive grappling is a fucking reactionary flying knee. And if that doesn't land, you're 30-24ing this dude. Like, Bryce Mitchell did it. Same thing. So yeah, Khabib, shout out, you know, Barbosi, great guy, great win. MJ, like, it's his dominance farming. Like, okay, Khabib's good. Like, it sounds like I'm, like, saying he's not, like, good. I've put him at number fucking 8 on the list. Are you happy? But this guy's not top 5. Kenny Okoye, he's not the number 2 fucking fighter of all time solely based on an undefeated record. Like, you know how many fucking fighters could get to 3 title defenses and retire undefeated? It's not that hard. Like, Ilya's 2 more wins, he can do it. Fucking Hamzat Chimaev, is he gonna just retire after he wins the belt? You know, Shavkat, if he beats Bilal, stays undefeated, wins 2 fights, says, yep, retire, you're undefeated, buddy, you're the GOAT. Like, it doesn't work like that. You have to actually fucking play out your career. I would rather you fight till 36 and lose at the end. That means more. Khabib is higher on the GOAT list if he fights 3 or 4 more fights and then loses it. If he wins 3 more times, gets to 32 and then loses 32-1. And then maybe loses the rematch, 32-2. Retires 32-2, but he got that 5. Like, that has him higher on the list, in my opinion. You're not benefited from retiring early, staying undefeated. Am I saying he was ducking competition? No. His father passed away, very sad. But I don't know, I just can't have him that much higher than that because, like, again, Gaethje, Gaethje, Poirier, McGregor, RDA, Barboza. And apart from that, you're looking at Michael fucking Johnson, Daryl Horcher, and fucking Gleason Tebow, and Ally Quinter on a day's notice. Like, he's the GOAT, guys, he's the GOAT, alhamdulillah. Anyway, let's move on to the next fighter. So, DC, you know, rumor has it this dude is shrinking down to 5'2", but he's weighing in at 350 pounds. You know, it's DC, it's tough. We got to get him a diet. We got to get him a dietitian. But in terms of the fighting ability and the prime of his career, the wins that he got, retiring, I believe, at 22-3, I think his record was. That's a great record. You know, apart from Jones, who beat him once, not twice, once. Jones beat him. He beat Stipe. He has that win over Stipe. So he's only got 1 loss to a fighter that he hasn't avenged, I guess you could say. But the wins are crazy. And again, my fucking screen's not letting me see them. But you can read them on screen. Stipe, you know, he beat Derek Lewis. The Black Beast, Derek Lewis. The Big Mid Hooks. Who else did he beat? Fucking Gustafsson. Rumble twice. Hendo. Mia. What's the fuck's that name? Barnett. Josh Barnett, I think is his name. Actually a good win. I know I just asked what is his name. I forgot. There's so many I was about to say Chris Barnett. It's Josh Barnett. It has to be Josh Barnett. I'm not a casual, guys, I promise. Josh Barnett. Surely that's it. Dude's actually good, though. Yeah, it is Josh Barnett, surely. Tapology. The War Master. What a fucking absolute savage. What a barn, what a marauder. 35, retired 35-8. That's actually a pretty fucking good record for a heavyweight, for an older heavyweight. Like, that's on the less shit side of older heavyweights. But, like, when he lost to DC. He lost to DC coming off a fucking crazy... He lost to DC as a 9-0... What? He wasn't 9-0. Surely not. No, hello. That's his opponent. He lost to DC. He's a 31-5 fighter, right? Sergey, coming off wins over Sergey Karatanov, and a whole bunch of Pedro Hizo. Yeah, pack it up. It's Pedro Hizo. Yeah, put the books down. He's already top 5 all time. No, but DC, I don't know why I'm going on about this so much, but I'll get his resume back up on my phone because I actually do want to read it out. It is good. Ozdemir, that's solid win. Gustafsson, these are good wins, I think I read it out anyway, so it's fine. But DC, that's very impressive wins that he's got on his record. 22-3 record overall, very solid. He's above Khabib in my opinion, double champion as well, defended both. Now, yes, was defending the belt against fucking Derek Lewis, kind of fraudulent, yes, but who cares? Every champ's got that fraudulent win, Pereira's got Roundtree, Khabib's got fucking Ally Quinta, Islam, you could say Moicano's a bit fraudulent, Volk's got TKZ, like, all these champions have the, is that a real fucking win? Do we count that? Anderson Silva too, short notice, it is what it is, but still, good win on the record. Dan Henderson, I said, he beat 4-0 Patrick Cummins, who ended his career at 10-10, who cares? Roy Nelson, Josh Barnett, Antonio Silva, Bigfoot, he's got some wins. DC, Kenny had him at number 3, I can't go that far with it, but no, I do think he's solid. It's close, this is the thing though, it's very borderline with him and Stipe, because it's Stipe's got 2 wins over him, Stipe's got a few more wins over former champions, DC's got a bit more depth on the resume, he's got the double champion status, so that's the thing, there's one of those comparisons where it is very close, but DC, fat man himself, I'm putting him at the number 7 spot. Anyway, let's move on to the number 6 spot. Let me just take a drink of my water here, just to prepare myself. Merab Dvalishvili. Number 6. I spilled water everywhere. Let me wipe my mouth real quick. Alright. Fuck. Merab Dvalishvili. Hey, it is not Dvalishvili. It's Merab Dvalishvili. Learn to read, speak English. You're gonna hate this one. Merab. Number 6 all time. Argue with the wall. Is this rage bait? No. If you get raged by this, it's your fault. I'm not actually trying to be a dickhead here. Look, was I trying to be okay, this list is just too good already? I have to... Was I midway through making this list and being hang on, there's something wrong here. This list is too good. This list is not likely to cause enough criticism. I gotta chuck something on there. Merab, yeah, number 6 for you, buddy. Let's get a shout out to Marat, Never before did we think that one title offense could get you to number 6 all time. But, if Lucas did it with fucking Ilya, Lucas has this guy at number 5. So, I don't know how you have Ilya above Merab. If you ignore the whole title thing and be okay, it's just record. Cool. Ilya beat Holloway and Volk. And then he beat Emmett and Mitchell. Merab beat fucking Peter Yan, Umar Nurmagomedov, Henry Cejudo, Sean O'Malley, Jose Aldo, Marlon Moraes. That's a fucking retarded resume. I'm sorry. One of those wins clears, all of Anderson Silva's. Umar Nurmagomedov, if you bulk that dude up to fucking middleweight, times him by 2, and chuck him up at middleweight in the fucking 2000s, he's running 17 title defenses. He's making Anderson Silva look like a scrub. I'm sorry, it's just a fact. It just is. Fighters improve. Skill level fucking increases. The skill of the sport is better. There is a reason why fucking Forrest Griffin was a top 5 fighter back in the day. There is a reason why fucking Randy Couture was able to become a 2-division champion, bro. You think that guy's sliding in fucking 2024? No. Maybe in heavyweight he could, because those suck. But, I'm sorry, bro. The quality of the sport has increased. Merab is beating fighters who would legitimately be 10-time champions in other eras. I'm sorry. I even saw... Weasel dropped a video how would all these champions do against the previous GOATs of their weight class? And Weasel's acting like Merab would just lose to TJ and Aljo and Cruz. Pretty sure he said he would be fucking competitive with Barral. When are you gonna learn this dude can't fucking lose? You have to sleep him. I'm sorry, forgot, maybe I missed the part of Dominic Cruz's career where he was laying guys out. This dude is not putting on a fucking masterclass dancing around the ring fucking schooling Merab. That's not happening. TJ's got a slightly better chance, but if you don't finish... When are they going to learn? If you don't finish Merab, you lose. Just flat out, you lose to him. Umar Nurmagomedov, I don't even... who knows? That win could age badly. Maybe Umar goes on next fight, fucking loses to Mario Bautista. But, So far, you've just beaten an 18-0 Dagestani, was hailed as the fucking next champion in the division, Khabib at bantamweight, fucking undefeated, minus 250 going into the fight. You beat that guy. You fucking taunted him and tuned him up later in the round. You know, we beat Umar Nurmagomedov. No, but Peter Yan, 50-45, is a top 5 most impressive win in UFC history. Maybe like top 10. But like, is Peter Yan a top 10, top 15 fighter? No. Top 20? No, not really. Top 25? Kind of, yeah. And you 50-45 to that guy. Aljo, 48-47 split decision, was losing the first fight, won a DQ. You know? Sean O'Malley, what did he do to fucking Peter Yan? Arguably lost. I think he lost, right? What did Merab do? 50-45 him, set a record on his head. Like, Merab's wins are crazy, and I don't care about title defense, because if you're going on a fucking 12-fight win streak to get to the belt, a 10-fight win streak to get to the belt, how about we just, like, play in fantasy land and just say, okay, how about this dude's already fighting top contenders, not even as champ? Like, he's basically he was, like, the secondary champ before Aldo lost to O'Malley, right? Even when O'Malley was champ, fucking Mickey Mouse title defensing against Cheeto Vera, meanwhile, Merab's chucking Cejudo around the fucking octagon. Like, yes, it was slightly older Cejudo. Alright, cool. Cejudo fight before that was competitive and almost beat Aljamain Sterling off 4 years off. Like, we're not going to discredit that win. Cejudo didn't show up and get fucking chinned by Augusta Win. Like, that was a good version of Henry Cejudo that was beating most bantamweights on that night in a 3-rounder. So, Merab, give him credit, bro. Like, you don't have to have him top 6. I'm not saying you have to go that far with it, but like, again, if you go down the list, is it that crazy to have him above DC? No. I'm sorry, bro. Dan Henderson, Big Dan Henderson. Like, that's a better win than Umar Nurmagomedov. Alright, sure, buddy. Take that. Yeah, Peter Yan, you know, nah, it just doesn't compare to Volkan Ozdemir. Like, sorry. DC, you know, double champ, cool. Alright, double champ, like, sick. He beat a bunch of blobs. Like, I don't know, it's just, double champ doesn't always do it for me. Like, it's good, but I'm not like, alright, yeah, you're top fucking 5 all time because you won 2 belts. Like, cool. It has to matter, like, who you beat. Yes, DC beat Stipe. He then fucking lost immediately. And I also do think that was a deteriorated Stipe coming off the Ngannou fight with not enough recovery time. But anyway, let's move on. Let's keep it moving. Fuck, this is a long video. Alright, number 5, we're into the big boys now. This is real serious. This is not the serious boys, this is the businessman. This ain't the businessman, this is the businessman, you know? What the fuck am I doing? It's 4 a.m, I need to get a job. No, but Demetrius Johnson, Mighty Mouse. Top 5, I'll give him that. Look, I need to stick with my thing because what are his wins better than Aldo's and Silva's title wins? Yes, I do think they are. I do think 10-0 Henry Cejudo at the time undefeated is very good. I think Benavidez, those are fucking better than Anderson. Like, but bulk up Benavidez to fucking middleweight. He's probably winning a belt there. Fucking midget. But anyway, DJ, like Moraga, Dodson's actually solid. Bagatinov, Ali Bagatinov, he's probably hanging around the top 15 today's UFC, you know. Benavidez definitely top 15 today's UFC, top 10 probably. This is why though I give Pantoja more credit, because again, skill level's increasing. Was Demetrius Johnson fighting in the fucking 90s? No. So is it going to be that drastic? No. But like, Wilson Hayes, is prime Wilson Hayes top 5? Like, probably not. But still, Moraga, Dodson, Elliott, and okay, this is the thing. Here's the thing, guys. A lot of people, why is this? A lot of people tell me that Demetrius Johnson, He's fighting guys from other promotions. They bring up the fucking Tim Elliott fight, you know? He's from fucking Bayonne, New Jersey. They talk about Tim Elliott. They'd be like, this guy's coming for fucking tough. He's a nobody. But, let me tell you, that's a good sign. That means a lot. That this guy's having to bring in. It's the same thing with fucking Pantoja. He's that dominant that he has to bring in fucking other fighters from other promotions, other organizations. What I do, and that's impressive. That shows the dominance. That shows that the level that he was at. That he was so far ahead of his peers that he had to fucking bring in fighters from other. Why am I doing? What is that accent? Oh my god, what am I fucking? It's literally 4 a.m. This is why I'm being so retarded. But my point stands. Like, when people say, oh, he's fighting nobodies, he's fighting other, like, yeah, you want to know the reason why no other fucking champions had to do that? Because, like, okay, maybe the divisions are a bit deeper, I'll give you that. But no, you want to know the reason why Demetrius Johnson had to fight bums from other promotions? Because he fucking beat the whole division. Like, right now we're talking about Pantoja 10 fucking wins against the top 15. I'd love to go back and check mid-prime DJ Correa how many of those fighters, like, in the top 15 at that time were top, like, how many fighters he'd beat were top 15. Because I'm sure it was a lot. Because there was a time where he beat, like, Cejudo. He beat Benavidez twice, Dodson, Moraga, fucking Kyoji. Kyoji's another great win. These are good wins. Like, I'm sorry, Kyoji's top 10, top 5 today's UFC pro. Like, Kyoji fucking tunes up Amir Al-Bazzi. That's a fact. Amir Al-Bumzi. So, I did actually want to put DJ a little bit higher, but there's just no marquee wins. Like, okay, his best win is like top 20 all-time Cejudo. That's his best win. And then you're looking at Benavidez, probably like top 35, top 40 all time, maybe. Then you're looking at, like, there's no one else. Really, like, there is no one else. Like, Benavidez and Cejudo, and apart from that, no one that he's fought is even, like, top, like, 60 all time, top 80 all time. So, do I think that, that DJ is very good? Do I think that some Lucas Dutracy putting him at number fucking 11 is abysmal? Yes. He's top 5. I think that is undeniable. I wanted to have him top 3. I wanted to put him above Jones. Because he's way more skilled than Jones. His opponents are better. And yes, they're more... Okay, this is my thing. Name value, alright, yeah, Rashad Evans. Everyone's heard of Rashad. Everyone's heard of Big Rampage Jackson. But, like, no one's heard of Ali Bagatinov. But let me tell you about this kid, Ali Bagatinov. Like, Ali Bagatinov is probably more fucking skilled than, like, 90% of the light heavyweight roster in 2010. Like, I'm gonna just say that. Ali Bagatinov is probably a better fucking light heavyweight, like, better skilled than light heavyweights other than, like, maybe, like, DC and maybe Gus. But, like, I'm sorry, bro. You're telling me that, like, Kyoji Horiguchi is not a more skilled fighter pound for pound than, like, every single fucking light heavyweight that Jones fought, basically. Like, even DC included. Maybe not, but, like, stylistically, he's fighting a variety of challengers. He's fighting heavy wrestlers. He's fighting strikers. He's subbing guys. He's finishing them. KOing 10-0 Cejudo in a round is a crazy win. So yeah, did I want to put him a bit higher? I kind of did, and I think it's very reasonable. And people are going to be like, oh, bro, he's got 11 defenses. What are you doing? You're fucking putting Volkan Makhachev. You can keep up. Like, Volkan Makhachev, I haven't talked about them yet. They're obviously going to be next. Like, oh, you're going to put Volkan Makhachev above him. He's only got 3-4 defenses. 5 defenses. He's got double the title. Like, okay, the title defense is cool, but, like, Chris Chariaso. Alright, like, we're stretching. It was like, I can talk about them, man. Ali Bagat, man, Judd Dancer was a savage. Like, I can talk about these guys, but, like, then you start stretching it and you're looking at Tim Elliott, and which, like, although my point of, like, that shows his dominance, same with Pantoja. Number 10 fucking Urseg and asked Sakura from Rise and getting a title shot. That's not a knock on Pantoja. That shows he's clearing out the division. But, like, Demetrius Johnson, I'm just not even... Okay, how is that actually accepted a Google search for that? I just typed a fucking combination of letters. But, DJ, right? Well, let me look at DJ. Like, Bagatino, Benavidez, Moraga, Dodson, McCall, you know, Miguel Torres, Kyoji, Chariaso, Tim Elliott, Cejudo, Dodson, Reyes, Borg. You know, these are good wins, right? DJ, give him his credit. Is he above Volk? Kind of, maybe, but I just rate Volk's, like, all-time wins a bit higher. So, anyway, let's move on to the next guy. You know, Volkanovski, mate, I'll fucking tell ya, this guy's got a nasty jab. Volk, I got him in the number 4 spot. Look, is there an argument that he's, like, number 3, or maybe there's an argument that he's lower? Yes. Like, can you be like, oh, maybe... No, but I don't think there is, because I've just said, like, okay, you can have him 1 spot lower, but, like, I don't think you can have him lower than fucking Marab. I don't think you can, like, that's the extent of where the Marab glaze has got to stop. I don't think DC's above him. I don't think fucking Adesanya's above Usman. You know, Usman, you can make an argument, but I just think his wins are just better. Like, Stipe, you know, Khabib, I think he's so clear of Khabib. So, I don't know. I just think, like, people... That's the thing. You can look at, on paper, the placements and be like, bro, what the fuck is this, bro? But then if you actually break it down, if you actually try and, like, be like, alright, who's ahead of him then? I'm waiting. And then, bro, Anderson Silva, bro. Like, alright, chill. Like, no, I'm alright there. But no, Volkanovski, you know, Volkanov, mate, let me tell you, this guy beat fucking prime Max Holloway. 3 times. Fucking tuned him up. Beat Jose Aldo in his prime. Not in his prime, but like close to prime, slightly out of prime Aldo. This guy beat fucking Yair Rodriguez, took him down, dumped him on his fucking head, beat him up. This guy beat Brian, mate, I fucking tell you, that guillotine was about as tight as a fucking boa constrictor's choke, and he got out of it. Again, 4 a.m. You're getting the most retarded left lane possible right now. But like, mate, he beat fucking TKZ. He was getting fucking war flashbacks in that fight, I'll tell you. No, but I'll chill out now. But Volkanovski, the wins are good. The wins are elite, mate. Chad Mendes. But no, he's beating these guys, right? Like, he's putting up fights with his, like, he's making Islam work. I know people say, like, oh, Arman was the hardest fight of Islam's career. Oh, Poirier made it. Like, yeah, Volk was the hardest fight of his career. Okay, yeah, cool. Poirier fucking started, like, yelling at him a bit in round 4, started landing some fucking combinations in the clinch. Like, Volkanovski made Islam work. At the end of the day, Poirier got subbed in the 5th. You know what happened in the 5th round with Volk? Islam was on his fucking back, looking up at the clock, praying to fucking Allah that he would survive. And I'm not even being like Islamophobic, like that's what he was doing. Look at the fucking look on his face, like Alhamdulillah, I will survive 2 minutes of this fight. Like if Volk lands that knockdown 2 minutes earlier, bro, I'm telling you, he's finishing that fight. No, but Volk, the win. I think people forget, man. People will throw off, oh, Holloway 3 times, big deal. Yeah, big deal. Like the thing is, it's not the same as like Usman beating Masvidal twice, which obviously one, Holloway's just way better than Masvidal, but like. It's the difference of like Masvidal's a challenger that got an undeserved title shot in the first place and then got an undeserved rematch. With his Holloway was a champion before that, closing in on greatest featherweight of all time at that time, alright? And then he loses. And then he gets a rematch and it's close. And then you want to know what he doesn't get after the rematch? Another rematch. Like, he actually has to go back and fight, has to go and put a fucking significant strike record on Kelvin Cater's head, and then has a fight of the year contender with Yair Rodriguez. Then he gets his trilogy. Volk fucking perfect games in 50-45s him. I should do a top 15 most impressive, best performances, best wins that you like that exist on someone's resume. And Holloway getting Volk 50-45ing Maximus Holloway, who is normally the guy to put it on late. You know, Volk, mate, I'll fucking tell you, Holloway, he puts it on ya, gets those combinations ripping to the body. But like Holloway's the output guy. Holloway's the guy that comes on late. Holloway's the 5-round dude that like wins those later rounds, gets you in deep waters. You know, Volk fucking shut him out 50-45, didn't won every round easily. All right, it's crazy. And then after the Islam fight, you know. Mate, these fucking featherweights better watch out. He goes back down and just dumps Yair around the fucking cage, gets kicked in the head a few times, whatever, blocks those, finishes him easy. Like, Volk's reign was nuts. And is there a crazy amount of depth? Is there that 20 wins that you can name off? No. But like, Holloway 3 times, Jose Aldo fucking pitched a great game there, pitched a perfect game on fucking Zombie. And you want to know the difference with like Kenny Okoye saying Izzy's above Volk, right? You want to know the difference with Izzy and Volk is that when Izzy's getting fucking Mickey Mouse shit title offenses, guys who shouldn't even be in there with him, guys who aren't that good, Kevin Holland, fucking Marvin Vettori coming off a win over Kevin Holland, you know, Jared Cannonier coming off a win over a goofy win over Derek Brunson, alright? Like, these are the guys he's fought, fucking Romero. I'm not saying Romero's bad, but like, undeserved title shot. You know what he's doing? He's fucking leg kicking limit range and putting the fans to sleep. You want to know what Volk's doing to Zombie? Pitching a fucking perfect game and tuning the fuck out of him and beating his ass. Like, that is what Adesanya should have done to Vettori if he was above Volk all the time. If he's a greater, better, more skilled, more dangerous, better champion than Volk, he fucking puts a whooping on Marvin Vettori and 50-42s him. You know? Because if that fight went the distance with Volk and fucking Zombie, that's a 50-43 scorecard. Anyway, Volk, he's there. He's top 4. I've talked more into it. Like, I was kind of like, DJ's kind of above him. I just think there's so much value in a 50-45 Max Holloway prime win that you just gotta give him it. Not even on that alone, but like, that is just such a good fucking win to have. Anyway, let's move on to the number 3 spot. Islam Makhachev, a black belt, who give him? A number 3 spot, who give him? Everybody know. Kangaroo have good striking, but nobody check his grappling. I'll say Islam at number 3. Lucas has this take too. Lucas got him number 3. And the thing is, you're going to say crazy. You're going to say recency bias. You're going to say, oh, Moicano got him number 3. Like, no, not really. It's just an added, like, I don't even view it as like, oh, Moicano. Like, it's an added title defense to a guy who already has a fucking strong case for top 5 based on wins. 49, 46, 48, 47. I got 48, 47. But, like, beating prime 12-fight win streak Alexander Volkanovski 4 months after you fucking subbed 11-fight win streak Charles Oliveira, next fucking champion on the come up at champion at lightweight, the guy that was like, oh, Khabib needed to stick around and fight him, right? And he goes out there, already on a crazy win streak at that time. Already on, I think, like a 9-10 fight win streak when he got the title fight. Alright. Subs Oliveira in round 2. Basically gives him no moments. 4 months notice. Turns out, I want to fight with Volkanovski in his back. Brother, we go to Australia. Nobody check his grappling. Australia, we all know, have terrible wrestling. But no. He goes over there 4 months later, not being inactive, right? And then fights Volk, wins. Tough fight. Competitive fight, back and forth fight, beats him. I think just those back-to-back wins. Oliveira and Volkanovski, 11-fight and 12-fight win streak snapped back-to-back. He snapped 23 fucking fights worth of win streak in back-to-back fights. That's nuts. What else? He beat fucking... then he beat Poirier. Or he rematched Volk, bit iffy. We can kind of throw that to the wayside a little bit, but still... KOing Volk, first guy to finish him in the UFC. Very impressive. Look, is it going to be a peak fucking win? No, but it's still like a top fucking 20 win on, like, it's not, so it's still like a top 10 win on pretty much everyone, top 5 win on like everyone's resume, still finish over Volk. Poirier subs him, Moicano subs him. Plus pre-title wins, Bobby Green, Dan Hooker, Drew Dober, these kind of guys. Like, I'm not saying that like none of, like, it's weird because there's not a lot of depth. Arman as well back in the day, good win. Let me just say, if he beats Arman, if he fights him and beats him, 5 title defenses, win over Arman, so you can number 1 contender, most difficult seemingly stylistic matchup for him, undoubtedly top 3. Right now, you can make an argument. Right now, if you want to say Volk's above him, despite the 2 losses, you can kind of do it. I wouldn't do it, but you can. If you want to say DJ's above him, you can. But I don't think you can have this guy lower than 5. I don't think you can have him lower than 5. And I struggle to see how you can. You're going to have DC above him, you're going to have Khabib above him. I think he's past that. He's above Khabib, he's above DC, he's above fucking Merab, he's above Stippy, he's above Anderson, he's above Aldo. Like, all you think it's crazy and you'd be like, oh, Islam number 3, no way. How's Islam number 3? That's outrageous. Recency bias, bro. Is like casual, bro. You don't remember the old fighters. Like, okay, cool. Alright, now I'll hear you out. Now name who's number 3. Because, okay, DJ I'll accept, Volk I'll accept. It's DJ, Volk, and Islam, I think is a good 3, 4, and 5. In my opinion. If Islam wins like 2 more fights, if Islam beats Arman and then wins a fight up at welterweight, he's the GOAT. I'm sorry. I know he popped way early in his career, but like, he's not popping in championship fights like John Jones. And I just think that level of opposition, plus that would be obviously Jones and GSP both won a belt up a weight class. If he goes up and beats either Bilal or Shavkat, that's who he would fight. Doubt it'd be Bilal. Or Shavkat or JDM. If he fights one of those guys, either JDM, undefeated in the UFC, he would be it if he ends up fighting him, or Shavkat, who would be an undefeated fighter if that fight happens, because he would have beat Bilal if this is taking place, then that's a better fucking title win. That's a better win up a weight class than Jones or GSP would have. That's a better win than Bisping. And that's a better win than fucking serial gun, rebellious to Spain takedown defense. Like, I'm sorry, it just is. So yeah, Islam is 2 wins away in my opinion. Maybe 3 if there's no welterweight. If it's all lightweight wins, I think he needs 3. 7 defenses. 7 lightweight title defenses, more than double the record, would be fucking ridiculous. Arman, if he beats Arman, and he beats the winner of... If he beats Arman, he beats the winner of like Gaethje Hooker, and then he beats the winner of like an Oliveira Holloway potential fight. Either Holloway is a new fresh matchup or Oliveira in a rematch. This guy's resume could end up reading Volkanovski twice, Oliveira twice, Saryukian twice, Poirier, Moicano, Gaethje or Hooker twice. That's retarded. That's a fucking crazy resume. So Islam, number 3, I got him there. Anyway, let's move him on to the number 2 spot. Drum roll, please. Jonathan Jones is the number 2 fighter of all time. This is not rage bait. This is not fucking racism. I know someone's going to be like, bro, you just like black people, bro. No. I genuinely think Jones popping for roids, as well as the fact that his wins are fucking overrated in my opinion. Some of them. Some of them are great. I'll go through it. We'll talk about it, you know. We'll dig into the fucking weeds, you know. But let me tell you about Jon Jones. This kid is the greatest fighter of all time if we include roid cheats and wife beat. No, I don't know. He is the greatest wife beater in UFC history. Who does that to Mrs. Jones? But let me pull up Jones's resume. You can see it on screen, but again, my screen's being retarded and it won't let me look. But this dude's got crazy wins. Like, most title wins in UFC history, undoubtedly. Like, if you're going off stats, it's an easier case to make that he's above GSP. Alright? 28-1, that's a better record than 26-2. Just mathematically it is. But let's talk about it. Alright, UFC career. 3 fights in his starter thing before you can fight Matt Hamill, DQ there, whatever. Then he gets another 3 fights after that, fights Shogun on short notice. Shogun accepts, right? Crazy how you can be a veteran or an older fighter with nothing really to gain and just accept short notice fights or accept the up and coming guy. That's what you should be doing right now, John. Anyway, beats Shogun. Great win, incredible. 75-9 on fucking significant strikes, like crazy. Beats Rampage Jackson. Rampage, he's funny. We love him. Great podcast. Enjoy listening to it very much. You know, he owns Kevin Holland indeed. But is Rampage that good? Is Rampage a fucking Hall of Fame level win? Like, is 37-12 Rampage that like elite of a win? What was he coming off? Let me check this out. Jamie, pull that up. What was the loss? Jon Jones. When was the Jones loss? Fucking coming off 2 wins. Like, is Rampage the guy that's going to do it? No. Alright, let's move on. Is Lyoto Machida the guy that's going to do it? Machida's a good win. Like, but I'm sorry. This is my thing. Is you can do the former... Look how many of them were champions, bro. And you can compare that to, like, a DJ, alright? Sorry, bro. DJ was the first fucking flyweight champion. It's kind of hard for him to beat former champions when there are none. Jones came along, he was young, he was fortunate to get the opportunity to fight all these established names, and that's what he did. Fair play to him. I'm not going to discredit him for beating former champions. But, like, that's how kind of... Honestly, when there's that many former champions in a fucking division, that shows it's not good. When, like, lightweight's different. Lightweight, like, I'm not saying having a bunch of champions means it's not good. It means it's competitive, but it also means that you're kind of just tossing the belt around at the fucking flip of a finger, just because, yeah, this dude's just randomly been fucking chinned. Alright, he's got the belt now. No defenses. Alright, next up. Like, when you see a bunch of champions with no fucking defenses, to me that shows a lack of, like, depth or skill in the division. Like, a lack of, like, you know, with his fucking featherweight, one of the best divisions in the sport, actual, like, difficult reign, or, like, guys claiming out a reign. Like, that shows how dominant these champions were. These guys Jones were beating, how many fucking combined defenses do you reckon they had? It's not a lot, I'll give you a fucking hint. But Machida, that's a good win, you know, Machida. But again, a whole lot of middleweights here. Rashad, I'm pretty sure middleweight. Machida, I know is. Vitor, I know is. A lot of it, Chael, I know is a fucking middleweight. How do you get Chael signed as a title defense? But, like, Rashad, alright, solid, you beat Rashad. Solid. Vitor, again, like, if you look at the fucking resumes, not all of these guys were, like, at the peak, either at the peak of their careers. A lot of them were old and washed. A lot of them were former middleweights. A lot of them were coming off, like, 1 fucking win. Chael, Gustafsson, great win, I guess. The second Gus one was good, but, like, first Gus, back and forth, crazy fight, fun scrap, all that. Glover's an amazing win. That has aged well. It took about 7 years to age well, but it's aged well. Daniel Cormier, incredible. First win, obviously beat him once. He did not beat him twice. You don't win a fight that you pop for roids. But the DC first fight, that is up there. If I'm doing my video of most impressive, like, wins on someone's resume, that's there. OSP, I ain't giving you a fucking OSP defense as a credible win. Gustafsson rematch, all good. You know, they just had to move the venue because the commission wouldn't license Jones because he was on roids. But we'll ignore that. That's fine. Anthony Smith, you know, yep, that's an elite win, obviously. Thiago Santos, another elite, dominant win, of course, that he didn't struggle with against the no-knees Santos. Reyes literally lost that fight. Goes up to heavyweight, beats the easiest stylistic matchup there in Ghana. I'm not kidding. Not joking, fucking Curtis Blades, Marcin Tybura is probably a more fucking difficult stylistic matchup for Jones and Garn. Garn's got no takedown defense. Jones was always going to go in there and tip him over like a fucking fat cow. Just push him. It's like your fat mate when you tabletop him. You go behind them on your knees and you push him over, they trip him over. That's fucking Garn, bro. He's got zero get-up ability, zero takedown defense. Beats him and then beats a 42-year-old Stipe. Got to be the most fraudulent fucking title win and title defense in UFC history. Now, the light heavyweight wins are good. Like, I'm not going to discredit that. Crazy title run. All these guys are incredible. They're great. They're fan favorites. They're former champions. But are they that good? Does being a former champion mean you're better than a contender who was just in the wrong time period? Like, I'm sorry, bro. Is Rashad Evans better than Kyoji Horiguchi? I don't think he is. And I think if you say that, you're just being like, oh, he's a former... Bro, but I heard of Rashad Evans, bro. But Rashad Evans fought all the big names back. Like, that doesn't mean he's better. Are you going to sit here and fucking tell me that, like, Rampage Jackson and fucking Chael Sonnen and these guys and OSP are better than Joseph Benavidez? They're not. Hey, if you think they are, you're retarded. You're mentally retarded. Take an IQ test. But no. Jones, it is what it is. Like, I don't like him as a person. I think he's a scumbag. I think he's a fucking PED cheat as well. And that's the thing. If you want to be like, oh, Jones is the GOAT, bro. Alright. You can, if you want to include PEDs, it's like, you can say it. My thing, and I know some people be like, oh, but if you PEDs, then take him off the list. No, it's not take him off the list, even though you could. It's lower his ceiling, lower where you can actually put him, which is why I wanted to put him behind DJ. But the thing is, I feel like it's more excusable to come on and be like, yep, DJ's above Jones, Jones popped for roids, DJ's got the same amount of defenses, but he didn't pop, right? That's more defensible. But since I have Islam and Volk above DJ, it's kind of hard to be like, yeah, Islam and Volk's above Jones. Like, that won't get the good reception. So, I did kind of want to have Jones a little bit lower, but again, it's hard to get him behind GSP. It's hard to get him behind anyone more than GSP and DJ, in my opinion, right now, just based off no one else comes close to defenses. Because you can kind of make the thing of like, okay, GSP and DJ matched the defenses, but they didn't pop for roids, right? But yeah, anyway, fucking hell, this is a long video. Jesus Christ, why am I not in bed? Anyway, let's move on. I'll stream all this tomorrow once I've slept probably 6 hours, because I'm going to wake up at 1 p.m. after 4 hours of sleep. Anyway, let's move on to the final fighter to discuss. You guys already know who it is. GSP, my GOAT. No, it's Carlos. No, it's GSP. GSP's the GOAT in my opinion, man. Like, I'm sorry, didn't pop for roids. Actually, okay, greatness, right? If we're going to get into the real philosophical thing, greatness, alright? If you go on pure fucking resume, you can be like, yeah, I know Jones's wins more than I know GSP's. They're more recognizable because light heavyweight was the premier division back then, alright? That's it. That is the reason why you know Jones's wins more than GSP's. Because light heavyweight had all the eyes on it. Light heavyweight was the premier male division before lightweight. Light heavyweight was from 20 2000, because there was 4 divisions. Light heavyweight was like the thing with all the eyes on it. That's where all the super fights were. That's where all the big names were. Chuck Liddell, Tito Ortiz, all these guys, you know. Randy Couture, you know, big Randy Couture. That was one of the starting divisions that they actually had. So that's been around for ages. It's had the eyes on it. It's had the spotlight. So yeah, you fucking know all the names there. You don't know all DJ's wins because the UFC fucking had flyweight in the bin and they didn't care about it. But GSP, again, even welterweight wasn't that like highly sort of attention, like it didn't have that much attention on it. There wasn't all the big stars at welterweight. Like there was the hardcore division. Like that was the lowest weight class male division for fucking ages, because they didn't actually introduce lightweight for that. Like not like lightweight was like the last 10 years, but like lightweight came along later. It was welterweight and above. I'm pretty sure it was light. I think it was lightweight and above, actually. I take that back. And then WEC, because WEC had all the little guys. But GSP's wins, like, these guys are fucking good, bro, and they're better than Jones's fighters. Like, I think They're not as known. Not all of them are former champions. Doesn't mean they're not better. I can come up with a fucking 1,000 cases, 500 cases on the current roster of, not 500, like, I come up with 50 cases on the current roster of fighters who are former champions that have, like, you name me former champions, I'll name fighters who never won the belt that are better. You name Jamal Hill, I'll name Yoel Romero. Like, that winning a belt doesn't mean you're better than someone who didn't win a belt. It just means you got the right fucking circumstances. But, GSP, let's check the resume one more time. So, these wins are good as well. Like, some of these wins are fucking great. And the thing is, with Jones, it's DC, it's Gus. People say Gus because Gus was just, like, around and was just, like, the third best light heavyweight, I guess. Gus is good, but, like, is Gus some fucking prodigy? Like, is Gus some elite? Like, he's elite, but, like, is Gustafsson just that good? Like, sorry, I'm going to sound like a casual for those who disagree, but, like, is Gustafsson that fucking incredible that we just gotta fucking be like, yeah, Jones beat Gus. This fucking gets him over the line. Like, Marab beating fucking Peter Yan, Umar. Like, Peter Yan is fucking better than Alexander Gustafsson. Umar Nurmagomedov was probably better than fucking Gustafsson. You know? These guys, like, lighter weight class skills are real. That's a real thing. But no, GSP. Let me read these names off. Michael Bisping. Johnny Hendricks, Nick Diaz, Carlos Condit, Jake Shields, Josh Koscheck, Dan Hardy, Alvarez, Penn, Fitch, Serra, Hughes, Koscheck, Hughes, Penn, Shirk, Trigg. Shirk is a fucking good win. That guy's like 33-4. Only lost to BJ Penn, Matt Hughes, GSP, and I want to say one other fighter, but I can't fucking remember. Frank Trigg, Jason Miller. No, but like, okay, lost to Matt Hughes his first title shot. That's fine. He was nervous as fuck, whatever. Since then, goes back, wins it. BJ Penn before Penn was washed. This was before Penn ended up at like a 16-14 fucking record, right? These are good wins. Sean Shirk is a great win to have. Like, that, I know people are like, Sean Shirk, who the fuck Sean Shirk? Like, I'm not acting like Sean Shirk's a modern day fucking killer that would like be, like, that would be competitive with fucking Arman Tsarukyan. Obviously not. And that's why it's going to be easier for these newer guys, for Islam and stuff, to pass them up. Because GSP still was in that older generation. GSP wasn't fighting the real new guys. Wasn't fighting the Woodleys and all that. He did leave, not early. Like, he still left in his like later 30s. But these are great wins, bro. Like, I think they're just more... I think they're more skilled than Jones's wins. And I think when Jones is a fucking sight... And also, how many of it... Like, okay, Penn fought at lightweight a fair bit. Shirk fought at lightweight, but like... He's fighting welterweights for the most part. He's fighting guys close to his size. Come out to fucking John Jones, fighting middleweights 20 pounds lighter than him, using eye poking the fuck out of them with a 7-inch reach advantage, still getting bolo uppercutted by Dominic Reyes. Go to the sport, by the way. Anyway, that'll do it. I'm getting into the point where I'm just talking. It is 4:30 a.m. I have been going for over an hour and a half. I've recorded an entire fucking documentary at this point. Hope you enjoyed. That'll do it. Pack it up. Fucking dust my hands off. Go to bed. I'm tired. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the list. I'll stream at some point, so answer some questions. We'll do some live debates. You guys can call in on the fucking Discord or on the StreamYards, whatever the fuck it is, and debate me, and I'll probably fucking not know how to debate my points. Just bark at me. Do what Kenny did and you'll win. Anyway, let's move on. That's it. Goodbye. Good night. See you later.